What's up, guys? Coach Vass here. Thank you for joining me with OTF Audio Daily Beats. As always, appreciate you tuning in, listening to me talk about these workouts. If you're new, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. If you find value in these videos, of course, please let me know. Information is in the description to support me. If you have any feedback, give me that heads up. Let me know what's on your mind of how I could improve to benefit you. We're going to break down Friday, March 7th. This will also repeat on Monday, March 24th. This is going to be a tread card day. We're going to see power on the treads rowers, and then strength on the weight floor. We'll talk about the 2G, the key concepts, and talk about the 3G as well. All right, so when we're looking at the treadmills, we're gonna have 3 blocks. You're gonna pace yourself through a push, all out, and recovery for as long as you need in between. Each block pushes decrease, and they get shorter. Your goal is to increase the push intensity each time while you keep the all out. Close the gap, okay? On the rower, end of the rower, follow the same pattern as the treads. Pace yourself through a push row into a shorter all out. On the floor, 2 rep and recover blocks, EMOM style, every minute on the minute, meaning you start a new exercise every minute on the minute for block 1. In block 2, repeat, but start a new exercise every 45 seconds. So it's a E45, O45, every 45 seconds on the 45. So anyways, you do need benches out for this one, so just be aware of that. We're gonna see on the tread side, 3 blocks, 9.5 minutes, 75-second walk recovery, 7 minutes and 15 seconds, 75-second walk recovery, and then a 4-minute block. All these blocks follow the same pattern. This is essentially almost like a tread 50 card. So members are, you'll forecast, get them set up, but once you start, let them vibe, let them be. And truly coach to OTB, if anything, and remind them, hey, during the push, heart rate's gonna come up. During the all out, the heart rate should spike. Use your heart rate as a gauge of when to get back to work, because during that walk recovery, we want the heart rates to come down, all right? Ideally, if they're hitting like orange, maybe low red, get back down to at least like a mid-range green, or maybe even blue if they truly wanna perform, okay? We're gonna start with a 0.2 mile push, followed by a 0.1 mile all out. Of course, power walkers, everything's cut in half. Bikes and striders have their own agenda when it comes to this. A 0.2 mile push, depending on the condition of the individual, this could be anywhere from say about 90 seconds to maybe 3 minutes for a push. And then that 0.1 mile all out could be about 30 seconds to 60 seconds, right? It's a big range, so it's really hard to say for sure. But at the very least, you're looking at least 2 minutes of work, followed by someone up to maybe 3.5, 4 minutes of work. So they might only get 2-3 rounds in, and the goal is to maintain the push in the within the block, maintain the all out within the block, and then in the next block, whatever their push was, let's try to increase it because it's shorter. The all out's the same distance, so keep the all out the same. If anything, by making that push more aggressive, the all out will feel more challenging. They should see their heart rate go up a few beats per minute higher compared to last time, okay? Each block does finish with a timed 30-second all out, so definitely give members that heads up that, in block 1 at the 9-minute mark, they're doing an all out with you. So I would give them at least 30 seconds prior. So on your stopwatch, if you are doing a running clock, at the 8.5 minutes, just give them the heads up, like treads, in 30 seconds, I'm counting you down for an all out. So that way they could adequately prepare. If they are in a walk, maybe they take it back to base, or if they're in their push, maybe they hold that push longer. So they do a 30-second all out with you. That way they're not doing part of a 0.1 into that 30-second all out, right? Or if someone just finished an all out, they know to really slow it down during that walk so they could, hit that 30-second all out with intention. Blocks 2 and 3 set up the same way, but of course now it's 0.15 for the push, 0.08 if they power walk. All out's the same. Same thing with the walk recovery until they're ready to repeat, and then a 30-second finisher at the end. That one, you need to time them to go at the 6 minute and 45 second mark. So maybe 6:15, give them that 30-second heads up of like, hey, you're hitting all out in 30. And then the final block, it's only 4 minutes. So probably at the 3-minute mark, give them that heads up. So that way at 3:30, they take off for their last all out. That one is 0.1 push, 0.1 all out. Probably 2 or 3 rounds in. for that one, if anything. Okay, that's it. Nothing really much to talk about the tread side. Now the weight floor rower side, we're going to see blocks 1 and 2 completely on the weight floor. We have EMOM, rep and recover. In block 1, we are going to see minute 1 for dumbbell chest press. Minute 2 is deadlifts. Minute 3 is alternating V-ups. And then we're going to repeat that 2 more times. Okay. The final round is a buyout with high plank alternating crossbody knee drives. Okay. So when we look at this bench chest press, deadlifts, V-ups, 10 reps each, they have a minute. Ideally, I would have them use like a moderate weight choice. So that way, the 10 reps should take them about 20 to 35 seconds to complete. And they should feel somewhat of like a point of fatigue by rep number 8 or 9. Not true failure though, because they will be able to recover during the next movement because they go from chest press, upper body, into a deadlift, hinge, and then core, which is flexion instead of extension. So each movement kind of complements one another when it comes to time to recover. And they have 3 rounds of this, okay? Moderate weight for the chest press, the deadlift, the V-up is with a dumbbell as well. Everything's 10 reps. They have 3 rounds of that. Now block 2, it's still 3 rounds, but now they have 8 reps and they have 45 seconds to complete reverse grip low row. And then the next one is going to be goblet sit to stand. And then the high plank alternating leg lift. Same thing. They have 3 rounds of that. And then on the 3rd round, they will recover until the buyout. And then at the 6:45 mark, when the treads are hitting their all out, you have them do that high plank crossbody knee drive again. Okay. Now the rower side, this is the last block for 4 minutes. It's going to be a 250 meter push row build. So they'll start with 150 push, 100 all out, rest and recover until they're ready to repeat the efforts. When it comes to the setup, have them use the 250 countdown. That way they'll do from 250 down to 101, push, and then 100 down to 0, all out. Rack their handle, rest, allow the heart rate to trend downward, strap in, repeat. Same thing. 250 row will probably take about 45 seconds to a minute, depending on the people. They'll probably need about 30 to 45 seconds to rest. So only maybe 2 attempts if they're really truly built in correctly, and then a 30-second all out at the end. So there you go. Now we'll look at the 3G side. 2 blocks on the treads. This is essentially blocks 2 and 3 from the 2G. Block 1 though is going to be 9 minutes, 0.15 push, 0.1 all out. Rinse and repeat until the buyout, which is a 1 minute all out. So for this one, I would give them the heads up at the 7:30 mark that in 30 seconds, we're going to do a 1 minute all out. And that happens at the 8-minute mark. In block number 2, after a 75-second walk recovery, 0.1, this finisher will be a 45-second all out. This block is 4.5 minutes. So you're looking at 3:45 is to cue them. So I would say about 3:15, give the treads a heads up, okay? Same goals as the 2G. We want to establish a push and all out in the first round of each block and maintain during the block. And then in the second block, increase the push, maintain the all out intensity. For the rower, we're going to see the same build as we saw in the 2G, but at a higher distance. We're going to see 300 meters, 200 push, 100 all out, rest, and then they're going to do single leg calf raise with an overhead hold, 8 with each leg. They'll repeat that same build, but now it's going to be a single leg angled press. And so that's where they're going to be standing on one foot, and that ball starts at the chest. And then instead of going straight out, it's going to go up to a 45 and then back down. So as they reach up and forward, it is going to be a lot of core work because the natural tendency is for them to lean back to compensate for that weight going upward as well as out away from them. So they really need to keep that core tight with that one leg raised. So very tough movement. And that's just all they're going to do for the 14 minutes and 45 seconds here, right? Keep in mind this 3G has a 2-minute and 30-second transition time. So very quick turnaround around the room, okay? On the weight floor, we're going to see the exact same 2 blocks as we saw in the 2G. The Difference though is block 1 is 9 minutes. So their finisher is actually going to be the alternating V-up on the 3rd round, and they're doing that for a full minute as opposed to just 10 reps. Ow, that's mean. All right, second block, the 45-second block, we're gonna see the same 3 movements as in the 2G, so low row or reverse grip low row, sit to stand, high plank alternating leg lift, and then the same thing, their finisher is they're gonna do that high plank alternating leg lift for 45 seconds instead of something else. So, and they only have 2 rounds there. So they'll go through the circuit once, they'll do it again, but then the last one, instead of 10 leg lifts, they'll do it for 45 seconds. Ta-da! Big thing here is you have 75 seconds to set up between blocks 1 and 2 for the treads and the weight floor, 2.5 minute transitions on the entire room. So this is one where you have to be very on top of your time, especially because the total time is just under 15 minutes at each station. So it's gonna be very easy to go over your clock today. So just be aware of that. Hustle and bustle, make people be aware that they need to move and need to transition quickly and then get to work. All right, coach you down.